Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, hi, I'm Sherice. Welcome to the good life. As you've read by the title, today's video is going to be my March reading wrap up and my April TBR video. I wasn't going to film one of these honestly, but I was like, you know what, I'm trying to be more consistent, let's just film one. First things first, my March reading wrap up. Okay, so these are the books that I read in the month of March. I only read 3 books, and one of them I started like months ago, so does that even count? It does. So the first book, we have The Nanny by Lena Ferguson. This has been on my wish list for the longest time. I've had my eye on it. It was on Amazon, but I actually got it after work, so cheaper. This is a single dad and nanny trope, and I gave this a 3-star, 3.25. I'm not sure what I rated this, I can't remember, but it was an okay book. I was not obsessed with it. The writing style in this book I really enjoyed. It was straight to the point, very easy to read, nothing too difficult. Love the writing style. However, the story just fell, I don't know, a little flat for me. I've read Heartless by Elsie Silva, which was the single dad nanny trope as well, and I kind of like the family dynamics in this a tad bit more. I don't know, Cassie didn't really give me mom vibes. Like, the story wasn't as deep and as emotional as I wanted it to be. I don't know, but a 3-star read. It was an okay book. Nothing too major. Also, this has a lot of spice in it, but personally I felt like the spice was mediocre, but quite spicy, I guess. Next, we have my second read of the month, which was Honey and Spice by Balu Babalola. I really enjoyed this book. I gave it like a 4.25, a 4.5. I really enjoyed this book. This is a black romance, fake dating, they're college students, it's set here in England. All the vibes, honestly. Like, there's no feeling like reading a black romance as a black girl, honestly. I loved how I could relate to the descriptions, like when they were describing the braids, the weaves, the wigs, and just, you know, their features. I was like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. As a black girl, you know what I mean? I loved Kiki. She's such a badass, honestly. Love her as a female character. Also really love Kai. He's so sweet. You know, I love them together. They're a really cute couple. This only has a little bit of spice in it, so if you like closed door romances, I think this would be good for you. Like, it was a very emotional story as well, like not too emotional or traumatic, but you know, it had depth. Like, they both had personal baggage, and it was just so good to see them overcome that together, and I really enjoyed that. Would recommend this book, obviously. I really love this. I would recommend if you're in the mood for a black romance. After I finished reading this, I was like, I need a black romance. I really wished I had another black romance to follow up, and I can't wait for another book by this author. And lastly, we have Mile High by Liz Tomford, the first book in the Windy City series. And the cover, I can't get over the cover. I gave this a 4-star. What is this? This is Forced Proximity, Enemies to Lovers, Forbidden Romance. Okay, so let's talk about the positive of this book. I really enjoyed her writing style. Her writing is not close or similar to Jessa Hastings, but at some points there's some quotes in this book I was like, wait, am I reading Magnolia Parks? Like, it was a tad bit lyrical in my opinion. I was like, yeah, this is giving me a little bit of Magnolia feels. Like, Jessa Hastings has a really lyrical writing, like the way she describes feelings. I love to see how Stevie grew in terms of her self-confidence and her relationship with her family, and I also really love the way Xander's grew in terms of his behavior and his image in the public, and his family relationships as well. He overcame a lot of family trauma. I really love how they talked about therapy in this book. Like, therapy stigma, like, really well represented, especially the mental health of men and like men going to therapy. Love the representation in this book. And a lot of people don't really like Xander's. Like, I heard a lot of people on TikTok saying they just couldn't get past Xander's. They had to DNF this book. I don't know if I'm a red flag, but I personally didn't think he was that bad. I don't know. It wasn't that bad, but the book definitely dragged on for me. I think that was my biggest issue. Like, I did enjoy reading it, and I can't wait to read the rest books in the series. So these are the 3 books that I read in March: a 3-star, 3.25, a 4.5, a 4-star read. The month started off very promising, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was in such a good mood after I finished these 2 books. but then I fell into a reading slump and unfortunately didn't really finish anything else. I'm really sorry if you can hear my mom and my siblings in the background. It's Easter break, so they're home from school and I can't really do anything about the noise. So let's talk about my April TBR. Unfortunately, I am in a reading slump. The first 2 books I intend to read in April will definitely be rereads because I need something to get me out of slump. I think I'm just going to go back to basics, back to the books that I loved last year. So we have Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. I actually started this at the ending of March and I'm still reading it. But I'm slowly but surely making my way through it and I'm just tabbing it. This is a fake dating trope. Annie is a shy girl. She owns a flower shop. And Will is a bodyguard for Annie's sister-in-law. And he has a lot of dating experience, so he's fake dating her so she can, you know, be more confident in dating. I loved this book last year. I give it a 4.5. So next book I have is Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. And I loved this book last year. Look how tabbed it is. My feet are killing me. I'm sorry. So Jacob is an introvert and he also suffers from anxiety. Like, it's really bad. And Brianna is currently going through a divorce and her brother is currently suffering from kidney failure. She's going through a lot at the moment. And they just start fake dating. It's such an amazing book. The anxiety representation in this book, unmatched. You should definitely give it a read. Next, let's rapid fire through these ones. So I have Enemies to Lovers by Amelia Jones. It is literally an Enemies to Lovers book and it is a Pride and Prejudice retelling. The 2 main characters are actually actors on Broadway and they're acting in the Pride and Prejudice film, hence, you know, the Pride and Prejudice retelling. Started this book a while ago. I need to finish it. Cover stunning. Then we have Angelica Frankenstein Makes Her Match. I picked this up in February. I don't know what this book is about, like what the trope is. Oh, Angelica's actually on a hunt to find her true match, her soulmate, because everyone in the Frankenstein family already has their soulmates. And her brother is a scientist or something like that, and he creates this man on a lab table, and I think she's gonna fall in love with the guy or something like that. But I'm excited to read it. It's relatively short, just a little over 300 pages. The cover is really pretty. This might be the book I read next. And lastly, we have To Love Jason Thorne by Ella Mays. This was on my March TBR, and I think it was also on my February TBR. Fake dating trope. I've not heard amazing things about this book, but fingers crossed that I like it. So those are all the physical books that I own that are on my April TBR. And there are 2 books that I have my eyes on. There are actually 3 books that I have my eyes on. And I really hope that I get to read them. It is Powerful by Lauren Roberts. This is the novella for Powerless? Yeah. I read this in January. Absolutely loved it. The second book is coming out in July. But she wrote a novella. And I hope I get my hands on it. The next book is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. It came out a couple of days ago. I literally just showed you one of her books. I really hope I get my hands on that this month. And lastly would be, what is it called? Next of Kin by Hannah Bonham Young. I really hope I got that name. I really hope I got the right book. But I have all the pictures right here on the screen so you can see the books that I'm talking about. I really want to get to those 3 books this month. So thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you're new, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye, guys. Fate! Stop screaming! Did say I'm in a reading slump, and I have 5 books in my hand. Quite ambitious, aren't we? But